Hi, everybody, and welcome to the College Football Bowl edition, at least this week's Bowl edition, here on Proline. A reminder that the NFL edition is also there for you to view with Big Al McMorty, Jim Feist, and myself discussing a couple of the big games in the NFL this weekend, so make sure and check that out here at the website. Meanwhile, John Cranton is here from Jim Feist Sports, and I am Dave Cokin. We're going to look at a couple of bowl games, the Washington-Boise State matchup right here in Las Vegas, plus we'll head out to beautiful Hawaii, where Fresno State squares off with SMU. Before we do that, let's talk about what we've got available for special offers. John, let me start with you. Jim had a very good run last week, and he just scorched it. And good time to be on with Jim's plays.
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff going on right now. He's off a 10-2 Saturday. That was with all plays perfect. 5-0 in the NBA. He stepped up with his first college basketball game of the year. That was a TV game of the year. It was a late play on Gonzaga. Got the money there. 20-11 basketball run overall. So this Saturday he's going to do it again. It's 2 college basketball games of the year. Plus he's going to throw in the NFL game going that night between the Falcons and Lions. 3 plays in all from Jim for $10. If you sign up early, you get a high roller NBA play going tonight, as well as a high roller bowl game going this week. All this for $10 from Jim Feist, 1-866-841-1655.
This business is all about retaining customers. That's, quite honestly, that's where you make the money in this business. Believe me, when we give out these specials, like the $20 deal that I'm doing this week, you can't make ends meet on that from a business standpoint. You can't pay employees. You can't run an office on $20 sales. You can do, 1,000 of them, and it's still, it's actually costs more than $20 to process the order. So it's a losing proposition. So the only way you really make money in this business, long term, is to win consistently. And that's what I've done. So, I don't know. I guess you could say that as far as how I approach things in terms of these offers, I have a tendency to be a little bit understated. And that's because it's just, I don't know. I've never been wild about going crazy on the hype. It just doesn't work for me. People can see right through it. I'd rather do it this way. And it seems to work because the phone rings and a lot of people call for the first time and then they're customers. And they stay customers for a long, long time. I think that if you haven't called at any time, this might be a good one to get involved with. I'm going to do my first college basketball countdown of the season. It's a 5-play countdown. You're going to get 5 plays that I like in order, by the way. And you got to have a winning day or the rest of the month is going to be free. There are a couple of really good plays in that, a couple of bigger plays that are going to be in that group. And the cost is only $20. It's a $20 bill. Make the call. Get involved. I think you're going to be really pleased with the results and with the way you're handled, by the way. Because you're going to be talking to somebody on the phone and, you want to be treated like a friend and a valued customer, not like something else, okay? And I've heard the experiences that happen other places. They don't happen here, which I'm really happy about. So, get in on this. 1-866-896-1629 is the number. That's 1-866-896-1629. Guaranteed winning day on the 5 plays or the rest of December hoops in football are free. All right, John, let's look at some bowl games. We'll also hear from Jeff Sott in a little bit. But first, let's look at the game here in Las Vegas. Washington and Boise State. I will. One thing that I'll tell you, and I have not played this game yet, and the reason is I want to see what information I can get. Now, it's not. I don't know whether to call it. It's not inside information. What's the right term for it? It's good information. That's what it is. Last year, Boise State was here playing Arizona State, and I don't think we're going to get anything this good this year. Okay. This was one of the easiest big plays I've ever made. There was no doubt in my mind that Boise was probably going to kill Arizona State, and they did. And the reason was the information. We found out, and it wasn't inside information because the guys were out in public, but the Arizona State players didn't give a crap about the game. They were partying at Caesar's Palace all week long. They're at the bar. You know who they were, okay? And Dennis Erickson was gone, and then it was just a complete. I can't say the word. It was just not. It wasn't very good. It wasn't a very good situation. Meanwhile, Boise's on a curfew, and they're treating this like strictly business. So it was an easy play. You know, you're laying 14 points. I think it was like 14 in the game. It's like there's no hesitation at all. Haven't gotten that kind of information yet this week, but I'm still going to be looking for it. As far as the matchup is concerned, Washington's 7-5 against the spread. I think they've been a disappointment this year. Not a flop, but a bit of a disappointment because they haven't progressed as much as I thought they might. Their offense, quite frankly, has been a disappointment. I thought Price and the Huskies were going to be more explosive than they've been, and it just hasn't happened. Boise State, however, is not a good offensive football team. They win with their defense and Coach Chris Peterson, he was one of the best in the business. That, to me, is the hallmark of the Broncos this season. They've gotten by on offense, but they're not particularly effective on offense. And that's the quandary for me here. Because if this was a regular season game, I can tell you I would be on the under. But it's not. It's a minor bowl game. And in minor bowl games, my first tendency is to always look over the total. Because there's no other way to say it. Because of the current format in college football, this is a meaningless game. It is an exhibition game for all intents and purposes. And you're going to see, I think, both teams try some things on offense that they might not try if it were an important regular season game, and they might work. And, boy, we know that's the case with Peterson, because how many times have we seen him go deep into the playbook to pull out some really unusual stuff in these bowl games? So, you know, it's kind of a mixed-up situation for me, John, because my gut says under, but I know the tendency in these games is over. As far as the side's concerned, Boise's the favorite. It is kind of a home game for them because they were here last year. It's the Mountain West's home game, and they're still, at least for this game, a Mountain West team. They won't be after this, although they might be soon again because I don't know what's going to happen with their Big East affiliation. Let's not even get started on that. I don't know on the side yet. How's that? We're taping this a few days in advance, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet. So you'll find out if you call. If you're a customer, you'll get the game. And if you're not, then you won't. But I can tell you that the tendency of these teams, I think, lead itself to more defense, but I'm not confident with that. By the way, one very quick note on Chris Peterson. Rumors are definitely flying that Chip Kelly will be the San Diego Chargers head coach next year. I think the one college football job that Chris Peterson might leave Boise for would be the Oregon Ducks. Just something to keep in mind. John?
Well, I will lean toward a side in this game. Boise State is used to being here. This is the third straight trip to this bowl game. In fact, it's the fourth trip they've made to Sam Boyd Stadium in the last 3 years. And their offense is balanced, not as explosive as you mentioned as it was a year ago with Kellen Moore. 30.4 points per game. Junior quarterback Joe Southwick, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. It's more balanced with senior running back DJ Harper. They've been great in bowl games, 4-0 against the spread, 10-4-1 under the total in non-conference games. And that's largely because this defense, one of the best in the nation this year, giving up 14.9 points per game. This Washington team didn't have the explosive offense we all thought they were going to, but they do have balance behind head coach Steve Sarkisian and junior quarterback Keith Price, 18 touchdowns, 11 picks, just almost 24 points per game. But what really stands out about Washington, though, is the improvement that they made with the defense this year. They were awful last season. They brought in Justin Wilcox. He had run the Tennessee Volunteers defense last year. In fact, he was the Boise State defensive coordinator back in 2006, so he is familiar with this coaching staff, though not the players. And this defense was vastly upgraded this year, giving up just 23.8 points per game. Huskies 15-6-1 against the spread when they play on field turf. And they played a lot of close games. They lost to Washington State in the Apple Cup game by 3. That was a surprise. But remember, they beat Stanford, eventual Pac-12 champions, 17-14. So with this improved defense and a balanced offense, I think the points are the way to go. I'm going to lean with the underdog Washington Huskies in this one.
All right, before we get to the Hawaii Bowl, Fresno State and SMU, let's go to Jeff Stott from LVSS. He's our man of the street, and he's got a free pick on an NFL game for Sunday. Jeff, what do you got?
Thanks, Dave. A free total coming up. But first, you can get the rest of December NBA and college basketball, along with my college football bowl package for only $10. Plus, you get a pair of NFL games of the month going Sunday, and one is my NFL dog of the month. All this just $10 from LVSS. Call 1-866-575-8916. Your free total is the Saints at the Cowboys. This game, for the most part, we played indoors, which is a boon to these passing offenses. Quarterback Drew Brees leads a potent top 5 passing attack, and they're on a 12-5 run over the total because of an atrocious defense that can't stop the run or the pass. The Saints are 11-2 over versus the NFC. The Cowboys brought in a new offensive coordinator in Bill Callahan for this season, and he loves a pass-happy attack with Dallas top 5 in passing, but bottom 5 in rushing. Since October, Dallas has been a great team over the total, including 4-1 over the total at home after a 38-31 loss to Washington and a 38-33 win over the Eagles. Look for another offensive shootout. Play the Saints and Cowboys to go over the total. Once again, get the rest of the December NBA and college basketball, along with my college football bowl package for only $10. Plus, you get a pair of NFL games of the month going Sunday, and one is my NFL dog of the month. All this just $10 from LVSS. Call 1-866-575-8916. Back to you, Dave.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Merry Christmas, and we will talk to you again next week. Well, here we go. It's homecoming, John, for June Jones. He did an amazing job with Hawaii, and then left to get to take the SMU job. They get to a bowl game at 6-6. Not exactly a sensational season for the Mustangs. Fresno State 9-3, but it's in the number. I mean, it's not long. Fresno State should win. Yeah, they should. You'll have to lay double digits with Fresno. There is some wind projected for this game, by the way. The forecast we have right now, obviously nice day and not much chance of precipitation in beautiful Hawaii, but 16-mile-an-hour winds are in the forecast. That's big as far as the total is concerned, and if I'm going to monitor that situation, but if indeed you're getting 16-mile-an-hour winds, I will be on the under in this game because, you're looking at 59. Wind is the biggest enemy of offense. It's not rain, it's not snow, it's wind. And that's a big enough number so that I'll get interested in the under if that wind projection holds up. John, give us some facts and figures in this one.
Yeah, high-scoring games have been the norm with this Hawaii Bowl. 8 of the last 9 years, one team is at the very least has scored 41 points. I thought that odds makers might look at June Jones coming back to Hawaii and give Shade some points toward SMU. It really hasn't happened, though. Fresno State's a double-digit favorite here, and they should be because this offense was actually very good last year when Pat Hill was there. They just had a train wreck season because of some injuries and the defensive problems. But the new coach, Tim DeRuyter, came in. He was at Texas A&M last year. Offense is just explosive. Junior quarterback Derek Carr, nobody talks too much about this guy, but 36 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. It's David Carr's brother. And Robbie House, who's been there the last couple of years, had some injuries last year, but what a talent he is. Over 1,400 yards rushing, 5.5 yards per carry. So you got an offense that's averaging over 40 points with tremendous balance. They're 12th in the nation in passing. And really, they're outscoring teams this season by 18 points per game because of an improved defense that's 27th in the nation. I'm not sure how SMU is just going to be able to keep up. The quarterback that June Jones went with was Garrett Gilbert. You might have remembered him when he was a freshman at Texas, was forced into that title game. Just hasn't had a good season. 14 touchdowns, 13 picks, and the defense is suspect. They got blown out by Baylor. They lost 36-14 to Rice. And Texas A&M smoked them 48-3. So I think it's going to be a one-sided game with the Fresno offense.
I can't disagree with that. Gilbert, by the way, still extremely turnover prone. He's a guy who just didn't get any better. I like Zach Line quite a bit. He's a good running back, but you know what? He's the second best running back in this game as well because you mentioned Robbie House, and that guy's a stud. Fresno's legit. You got to pay the price, though. That's a big number, and I'm not wild about laying double digits in bowl games. You'll lose more than you win doing that. Although last year, actually double-digit favorites did pretty well in bowl games. So who knows? Maybe and they're 1-0 this year because Utah State was a double-digit favorite and they got there. I think weren't they? I don't remember what the closing line was in that game. It might have dropped down below that, but I know they had been a double-digit favorite. All right, best bets. I'll look under Fresno State SMU. You know what? I really don't think SMU is going to get a whole lot done offensively in this game, regardless. Their defense is going to have to play well to stay in the football game against Fresno, so that'll be my best bet. Take advantage of this offer. Again, it's nothing. If you're looking for big hype, this isn't the offer for you, but I think you're going to win, and that's all you're trying to do, right? $20, 5-play college basketball countdown, and you got to win. That's the guarantee. Or you get the rest of December free, and that's hoops and football. So there'll be a lot of plays in there, but I don't think that's going to be the case because you are going to get 3-2, 4-1, or 5-0 guaranteed. $20 is all it costs. Make the call 1-866-896-1629. You'll be glad you did. That's actually a chip line that I just stole. He likes to say you'll be glad you did. He's right. You will be glad you did. Okay. Jim Feist. Hey, there he is. He doesn't look like that anymore. Neither do I. Jim Feist coming off a great weekend and looking to keep it going with 3 really big plays going on Saturday.
Yeah, my best bet will be in the Las Vegas Bowl. I say it's to be decided by 3 points. Grab the underdog, Washington Huskies. Either way, Jim Feist off that his first college basketball game of the year last Saturday. That was a TV game of the year with Gonzaga winner. He's coming back with 2 college basketball games of the year this Saturday. You can get 3 plays from him. Those 2 plays plus the NFL game going Saturday night. 3 plays for $10. If you sign up early with Jim, you get a high roller NBA play going tonight, as well as a high roller bowl game going this week. All these plays for $10 from Jim Feist. 1-866-841-1655.
Good stuff, John. We will be back. Don't forget the NFL version of Proline is on the web as well. So make sure and check that out. And then we'll be coming back next week after Christmas to look at more NFL as they head into the last week of the season and more college bowls as we get into the better games moving forward. The, at least, quote-unquote, more important bowl games. Not sure that's the case, but they're more exciting, I guess you could say. That's it. For Jim Feist, for John Cranton, I'm Dave Cokin. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, and we will see you next week.